Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and for today's topic, I am titling it Mr. Exotic the Tiger King. So let me go ahead with the question. It says, "Hi Lynn, this could be a fun post. With all of us being stuck at home, many are binge watching TV. A newer series has come out on Netflix called Tiger King. Centers around a zoo that houses exotic pets like tigers and is managed by an eccentric guy by the name of Joe Exotic. It's a documentary that depicts a battle he had with a woman named Carol Baskin who claims to be a big cat rescue person and wants to shut down Joe's zoo. And watching this series, she appears to be using tigers, etc., to make money and does similar things as Joe, but virtue signals her rescue in the name of saving pets. So really, they're kind of one and the same, but she's portraying herself in a different way. As Joe and Carol battle it out, Joe brings to light the mysterious disappearance of her former husband, her second husband, and many suspect that she was responsible for the death in order to inherit a fortune. So he just mysteriously disappeared, didn't really get proclaimed dead, but nonetheless never returned, and she inherited all of his fortunes. So they're curious of my thoughts. Did Carol kill her former husband, and what do you get? How'd this guy just disappear? And I put a link to a couple stories on my blog itself that talk about Joe and the zoo and this mysterious disappearance and all the oddities tied to it. So if you want to go ahead and read that, I'm leaving that there for you. And so taking all this in, and I did watch a couple episodes, so I want to fully disclose that. So I'm very aware of what the scenario is. I'm aware of the people and all the what felt like characters within this series. And they all feel to be just have their own, it's like they live within their own little world within this series, and they feel so disconnected to one another in many aspects. At least that's what I picked up on as I initially watched some of these. So specifically, because the question was about Carol and what do I get? And what do I get with the husband and the ex-husband, like all of that scenario, what do I get? And when I tuned into her, honestly, I got just this lowest vibration. And what I see on the outside of how she carries herself and how she maybe describes her perspective does not match what I feel coming from within her. It's like her exterior has this facade or this fakeness to it, but on the inside, she feels so different. And I got that she has a deep need for people to believe her, see her as a savior, and if people don't align with that belief, she has no use for them, basically. If someone were to come to her and worship her and say that what she's doing is, great, and they want to volunteer time or donate money, she would have the most outward appreciation you could have for him. But if someone questioned her, just even made her feel the slightest bit defensive, I got that she would make him an enemy and use her money through her power, through her legal team, through whatever resources she had to quiet him up. So if you praise her, she will do great. If you question her in the least little bit, you better watch out and watch your back, because she'll have nothing to do for you, or do with you rather. And so looking at this former husband, I get at the beginning they had a good relationship, but as time went by, there were a lot of problems that developed. She was very drawn to his money. She liked that he rescued her from the situation she was in, which may not have been the best situation. But when the newness wore off, she became accustomed to the money and didn't necessarily want to be with him, but didn't want to forego her lifestyle either. So she wanted her cake, and she wanted to eat it too. She wanted to have her version or her, idealistic relationship, but she wanted the money. So she wasn't willing to leave one without the other, kind of a deal. And as she was put in this dilemma, she knew that she could not have both ways. And it really frustrated her. It made her angry. And also get that to some degree, she was a master wordsmith and could use her words like a wand to manipulate people. And she attempted to discuss a split, but realized that she would be left with very little. And the only way to leave and maintain her lifestyle was for him to literally disappear. There was no way that they were going to be able to part ways and her still have what she wanted. I also get that there were other people involved in this, and I get that she didn't make him disappear herself, but I got she hired someone to have it done. I also get that the ironic part of it was that she did lead him to the tiger cages, so there would be no possible sign of evidence. So I even see that if they dug up her whole compound, they're not going to find a body because it doesn't exist anymore. So she paid someone else to be involved in this, but I do get that he was kind of led to the tiger cages. She didn't actually do it. It's almost like one of those mental tricks that people play. Like, say some atrocity was to happen and you have 10 people involved in this atrocity. One person can absolve themselves of guilt because they're not 100% liable. They might be 10% liable and they can make more peace with it. I get that that's what she does. When she wants dirty work done, she involves other people. She pays other people. So she doesn't have to fully carry the guilt. She can almost act aloof when she's questioned. She can go to that place in her mind where she can feel either vindicated or not guilty or whatever it is, because other people were players in this too. So she doesn't have to carry that full burden of guilt, and that's how she lives with it. I absolutely get she's guilty, and I cannot see how the evidence of this would emerge unless the person that did the crime came forward, because they hid their tracks so well. And without a body and without the physical DNA, it would be really hard to prove this. But I do see a timeline that could emerge where the person for hire commits another crime, and in the process of being convicted of that, admits to making this husband disappear, taking Carol down with him. But I'm not sure if that timeline is going to come to fruition. But it was almost like the person that did this will do another crime, and while either in jail or while being questioned or whatever it is, the whole conviction process, this will come to light. And that I can see playing out in a certain scenario. So there is a possibility that she will get taken down for this, but it's going to be that right person being caught for something else. Really interesting series. If you're looking to binge watch something, you want something completely different than what you've ever seen, go for it. If you've watched it and you have an opinion, I'd love to hear what your opinion is, to see if maybe what you get aligns with what I got as well. So I could see this being a very interesting discussion going back and forth. So I will leave you all with all that. Please don't forget to like me, share me, pass my work along. It helps me out so much. I'm so grateful for all of you. In the description link, I have linked to my Patreon if you'd like to see more of my work there. I also have a couple affiliate links in there as well. So, check out those elderberry gummy bears. That's a pretty cool thing, especially if you have kids that can't take pills or you're a little strapped for time or the ambition to make your own elderberry syrup. This might be a good thing for you as well. So anyway, like I said, I'll leave you with all that. Thanks so much for your time, and thanks for listening. Again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thanks. Bye.